Well, welcome to this energetic NLP energy spa session. And I'm really excited about this session today. We're going to be looking at what keeps, what causes us to keep love out of our life. That I'm not saying that you don't have any love in your life, but most people can have a lot more love in their life. And we're going to look at it both love from other people, but also love from spirit, God, according to your own beliefs, wherever you think the earth, wherever you think love comes from. So the goal is to be opening up to both of those. Again, love from people and also love from spirit, God, deities, the universe, all that is, the earth. Okay, so everybody take a couple easy deep breaths. I'm Art Geiser. I'm the creator of Energetic NLP. And Energetic NLP, its roots are in NLP, or Neuro Linguistic Programming, which is a really powerful system for changing blocks and programming and thinking patterns, and very, very powerful system. I've been an NLP trainer since 1985, and NLP has had a profound effect on a number of fields, psychology and teaching and sales and everything that has to do with communication and influence. And even if you haven't heard of it, it's had this huge influence. And you've definitely heard of the most famous person in our field, who is Tony Robbins. And he has his own style and way of doing things and his set of criteria, which are a bit different than mine. But the core of his ability to transform people's lives comes from his training in NLP. And I think he started about a year before I did. We both started in the early 80s, I believe. I think it was about maybe a couple of years ahead of me. And obviously, the boy's done pretty well for himself. And so NLP is one of the roots of energetic NLP, but so is spirituality, spiritual principles, healing and transformative energy work, clairvoyance, intuition development, channeling. Basically everything I've studied, I take the best of everything I've learned and put it together and stirred it in a pot, and that became Energetic NLP. And then there's a number of things that are now unique to Energetic NLP. And a couple of them are going to be important for what we're about to do. One is a concept called your miraculous self. Your miraculous self. And your miraculous self is different than your high self. Your high self just exists. And of course, we all have different definitions of what we think our high self is, but it just exists. Your miraculous self is something you need to develop. It's only kind of sort of there until you exercise it and use it and open up to it. And then it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So you may be wondering, what is your miraculous self? Your miraculous self is when your spirit, with its vast awareness and your deep inner human wisdom, are really working together and really aligned to nurture you, guide you, heal you, support you, and help you manifest. Because they're not automatically aligned. And by aligning them, the guidance that you get not only fits in with your bigger spiritual purposes in life, but it also works on a very practical level. And why that's important, there's a lot of people that are very spiritually advanced, if we want to call it that, or evolved, who don't have very nice lives. They don't have happy lives necessarily. Nothing can guarantee that you're going to have a happy life, but the goal in Energetic NLP is to bridge the gap between this transcendent spirituality and practical real-world happiness, satisfaction, results, contribution. And we're trying to bring those together because I think it's a very, if this is the new age, it's a very old age idea that it's one or the other. You either live a very practical life and or you lead this very spiritual, esoteric life that you don't really care about what happens in this mundane world. Well, I don't believe this is a mundane world. I believe this world is as spiritual as any other aspect of reality. It's whether we know that, whether we can open up to that. Get my microphone out of the way there. So take a couple easy deep breaths. So again, your miraculous self is when your spirit and your deep inner human wisdom are closely aligned. And in the advanced energetic NLP programs, we take that concept and we take it further and further and further and increase the ability of your miraculous self to communicate with you consciously, unconsciously, and directly communicate with your body and your body systems. And for right now, just the beginning part of it is really powerful. So in a moment, we'll be forming our miraculous selves. And those of you who've done this with me before, think in terms of you'll be evolving your miraculous self and its ability to guide you, nurture you, support you, love you, heal you, and help you manifest. And then in energetic NLP processes, there's 4 things we're always doing. You set your intention, you give permission, and in these short sessions, we're just emphasizing conscious mind permission. That's just one, that's kind of the tip of the iceberg, but it's a very important tip of the iceberg. So we're emphasizing conscious permission because in the time that we have, we can't go through the whole being permission, which is your spirit, your soul, your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, your body, your karmic field, and your the field created by your spiritual contracts. So for what we're doing here, it's intention, conscious permission. Then you put your miraculous self in charge of what happens. And why do you do that? You put your miraculous self in charge because your spirit and your deep inner human wisdom know everything about your energy field, why you're on the planet, what your life purposes are, how the unfolding of your life is in part of the unfolding of all of human life, of all of the human consciousness. And sometimes people go, I'm not sure I am part of the unfolding. Everybody is. There aren't extra people on the planet. You know, we're all part of the spiritual unfolding. And your spirit knows all about that. It knows about all the chakras in your body and the energy channels and the layers of your energy field that's in you and around you in all directions. It also knows about, there's so much emphasis on the quote-unquote 7 main chakras. There's a lot more than 7 chakras, and there's really, really important chakras that are above your head in your energy field that set the big outlines of your life, what is and isn't possible, and a lot more. There's chakras below your feet in your energy field that have to do with your connection to earth and life and physical reality. And of course, and depending on you listen to, there's 7 chakras, there's 15 chakras, there's 144 chakras, there's hundreds of chakras. Everybody has different versions of it. The good news is consciously relax about it. Your spirit knows beyond any of these simple systems. Because the truth is, we're taking something very complex. The whole energy part of reality is really complex and dynamic, and in my opinion, it doesn't fit any of the simple little models we're taught. And those simple little models are useful, and we need simple models, but they're so much smaller than the reality of it. And so we let go of conscious control, and you put your miraculous self in charge because your spirit and your deep inner human wisdom can figure it out a lot better than your conscious mind can. And most the people that are attracted to energetic NLP, we all analyze a lot, and that's great. I love the fact that I have a strong, logical, analytical mind. I love it, love it, love it. And at the same time, at a certain point, it's a limitation because logic is only as good as what you're basing the logic on and then the calculations you make around it. And your spirit and your deep inner human wisdom aren't confined by that. They can tap into direct information, knowledge, spiritual information, and very practical information. So, and there's a 4th thing. So in every energetic NLP process, there's intention, there's permission, there's putting your miraculous self in charge, and last but certainly not least, imagination, often called pretending. I discovered by accident years ago that, I'd be teaching people, and yes, the programs were successful and people opened up their abilities, but people were like, trying to do it right and figuring out they're doing it right, and is so-and-so doing it better than me, and if they are, how come I can't do that? And just all the kind of analysis stuff that we do. That's just human. And it's not bad or wrong, but it gets in the way. And I realized that if I started getting people playful, if I start telling people, oh, you're not allowed to do it right, and if you're reading somebody's energy, you're not allowed to tell them the truth. Just pretend and make things up. People's ability skyrocketed, and their enjoyment and their fun with it skyrocketed. Because energetic NLP, reflecting my personality, or at least my personality as I want it to be, we believe that when possible, this should all be fun. I mean, energy work, spiritual work. Let's let go of the old, last couple thousand years that spirituality is about suffering and sacrifice and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not saying that life doesn't have suffering and sacrifice. Of course it does. But we don't have to create more of it than there needs to be. Spiritual growth, in my opinion, goes much more quickly when you're playful, when you're having fun, when you're doing it from love and from joy, rather than, I have to fix myself, or I have to do it right, or I have to learn this process. So in energetic NLP, we always just use our imagination. If you pretend the processes are working, you don't need to believe they're working. When you were a little kid, you knew how to pretend you were, you might be a cowboy or cowgirl or the president or prime minister or a fashion designer or head of industry or a surfer or superhero or witch, warlock, nowadays vampires and werewolves. When I was a kid, that wasn't what you wanted to pretend to be. You're the one who killed them, not didn't want to be them. But times have changed, which is good. It's a good change. You know how to pretend that you're something and know that you're not real. But you don't even care if it's true or not. You're just pretending. So during the rest of this process, you'll set your intention, you'll give permission, you'll put your miraculous self in charge, and then just pretend that it's working. And then later, you'll notice changes or not. But while it's going on, just pretend it's working. Because when you pretend it's working, you free up your unconscious mind and your miraculous self to do what it can do. And what your unconscious mind and miraculous self can do is quite incredible. So, easy deep breaths. Let's set our group energy space. Imagine a giant gold ball of energy. And it's our energetic NLP energy spa space. And we call these energy spas because you relax, you put your miraculous self in charge, and it's like getting a massage. You just go, okay, I am willing to receive. And let's imagine while we're in this session together, and if you're listening to the recording, just imagine it's happening right now while you're watching this, listening to it, and you'll access the energies. So imagine this giant gold ball of energy, which is our energetic NLP energy spa space. And let's declare it's a space of miracles. It's a space of transformation, a space of effortlessness, playfulness, and joy. It's a space where we all feel loved and appreciated and acknowledged and safe. It's a space where it's easy to let go of old unconscious and energetic programming, whether the programming is ancestral or from a past life or from your family or society or from the different events in your life. But this is a space where it's easy to let go of programming. And as soon as the programming and limiting beliefs dissolve, your miraculous self will replace them with knowledge, concepts, skills, and abilities from your miraculous self. And let that all happen outside of your conscious awareness. You don't have to double check that your spirit and that your deep inner human wisdom are giving you the right information and beliefs. Just let them come in. So easy deep breaths. So set your intention right now that you're either forming your miraculous self, or if you've done this with me before, you're evolving your miraculous self. So just set your intention that's happening right now. And then it's conscious permission. Give 100% permission for that to happen. And then just pretend that it's happening right now. And it happens really quickly. And pretend that it's happened, that you now have a miraculous self. And it will evolve and get better and better. But right now, just pretend you've got one. So the intention of this session today is to clear limiting beliefs, programming, and blocks that cause us to keep love out of our lives. Either love from people or love from spirit, God, deities, consciousnesses, the earth, the universe, again, from whatever your beliefs are. So we want to be opening up both to love from other people, but also love from the greater sources of love. Because everybody has access to infinite amounts of love all the time. It's just we just have beliefs that tell us we're not worthy, we're not good enough, we haven't worked hard enough, we haven't suffered, we're cursed, blah, 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 whatever it is. In infinite spiritual love is not putting any of those restrictions on you. It's just there wanting to love you. And a lot of us also believe that the earth has a consciousness. And we are literally the earth's children, very literally. And the earth wants to love us. The sun wants to love us. So we're going to open up to more love in our lives. And the other part of this is most of us, even when we're aware that we're loved, that we know that we're loved, we don't necessarily feel it, own it. It's not in our heart and our cells and our DNA. It's like we might go in our brain, yeah, I know my friends love me, or this person loves me, or my parents or kids love me. Some of you, my clients, my coworkers love me. But it's different. Knowing it isn't the same as feeling it. So we want to own the love that's there, both this universal spiritual love and love from the earth, etc., but also own the love that people have given you in your life. And and sometimes we don't even appreciate, somebody may love us in a way that we don't even like, but that doesn't mean we still can't feel loved. So easy, deep breaths. So my job, and the number of the people who are here have been in the M Club and have done other training in energetic NLP with me. So we're all going to be bringing in a whole symphony of energies. Your miraculous self will decide which energies it wants to use, and it will decide what it wants to do with them, what beliefs to dissolve and then replace, what programming to dissolve and replace, and anything else it wants to do, what chakras to clear and activate. Obviously the heart, but it's not just about the heart. So your miraculous self will figure all that out. So take a couple easy deep breaths. Set your intention, if you want, that what we're doing now is going to wonderfully enhance your ability to be loved and to feel it, to know it, to grok it. And then give 100% permission for that to happen. And then give 100% permission for your miraculous self to be in charge of how that happens for you. And let go of any beliefs that we have to take care of all of this at once. We call it the Goldilocks principle in energetic NLP. In energy work and spiritual work, more and faster is not the same as better. Whatever is just right for you right now is what's better. So if you're like I used to be, it was always, I have to max it out, I have to do it all right now. And that's a way of not loving ourselves, like, I'm so totally broken or whatever, or I have to reach this new level. let go of all that and just put your miraculous self in charge, and whatever's just right, as Goldilocks would say, whatever's just right for now is what will happen. And you'll have access to this video, at least for a while, and you can watch it again in a week and do more, or in a few days. Okay, easy deep breaths. Affirm your intention that right now your ability to be loved and to feel it, experience it, own it is being enhanced right now. Affirm you're giving 100% permission for that to happen. Affirm you're putting your miraculous self in charge. Then relax, smile, and just pretend that it's happening. I'm laughing because there's a lot of ancestral programming being lit up in people's space. Like, no, you can't just let yourself be loved. I mean, then you won't work hard, or you won't do this, or you won't be a good person. And of course, the opposite is what's true. The more you let in love and you feel love and you experience love, it encourages you to be your best self in the world, or your very good self, I should say, in the world. So any of that programming that comes up, just say hello to it, be mindful of it, and just lightly be aware it's not your truth. It's old programming. It was well-intentioned originally, and it's still not your truth. Easy deep breaths and smile, and just let the energy work in your entire energy field. And of course your heart, but it's going to be working in a lot of different places. Above your head, below your feet, in front, behind, left, right, in all of your chakras, in your legs, your arms, your lungs. And all those beliefs about what it takes to be loved. We all know tons of counterexamples to it. So if you think you have to be nice all the time to be loved, we all know people that aren't nice at all, that are deeply loved. We know people that are people with any kind of set of characteristics, whether you think they're worthy, unworthy, nice, not nice, any kind of person can be loved. And in terms of spiritual love, Every person is loved. So let's really open up that Spirit loves you. No preconditions. Easy deep breaths and just keep pretending it's happening. Pretend you're opening up to attracting more love in your life from people. Pretend that you're opening up your ability to feel and experience that love and the love that has existed past, present, future. Pretend that you're opening up to really experiencing love from Spirit, God, all that is, the earth, angels, guides. Okay, let's bring in energies now to help you integrate and process what you just did. Really integrate the benefits into your life easily and automatically. Easy deep breaths. Give your miraculous self permission to bring a column of energy up from the heart of the earth near the base of your spine, and let the earth do all the work. This is a grounding column of energy. Give the earth permission to ground only your authentic energy into your body. And give your miraculous self permission to use that grounding to release any energies it wants to release down that grounding into the earth, and the earth will recycle that energy. And give your miraculous self permission to bring up from the earth energies that will nurture you, heal you, love you, acknowledge you. Energies that will help you manifest. So you're releasing what you want to release into the earth, and you're bringing up energies that will nurture you, heal you, acknowledge you, love you, and help you manifest. And then if you're doing anything after this that requires safety, set your strong intention and give 100% permission for your miraculous self and your unconscious mind to turn down the processing and make sure you're naturally grounded, safe, and alert. Grounded, safe, and alert. Grounded, safe, and alert. And then tonight when you're sleeping, and for the next 3 nights, part of the time when you're sleeping, your unconscious mind will review what we did in the session. While it reviews it, your miraculous self will infuse it with wisdom, skills, concepts, and abilities and knowledge from your miraculous self. It'll take what you've done and it'll make it deeper and richer and wider. It'll make it higher and more multidimensional. And it will take the benefits and automatically integrate them into your life. So while you sleep soundly, deeply, and wake up feeling refreshed, the benefits will be automatically integrated into your life. And we always send out spiritual emails at the end of an energetic NLP session. And when you do an energetic NLP energy spa session, your energy changes. It gets better and more authentic, and it's different. And people and even pets sometimes, on the inner level, they react. It's like you're different. They know it's you, but you're different. And it can kind of throw them off. And we discovered the easy way around that is just ask your miraculous self to send out little spiritual emails to everybody in your life, including your pets and your plants, and just letting them know, this is what my energy feels like now. It's more authentic and it's what it is, period. So you're just informing them. And that way they're more comfortable with the shift. And include the people that your soul and your spirit wants you to meet but you haven't met yet. So inform them too. Easy deep breaths. Take your right hand and pat the left side of your body. By the way, it'll be important to drink water later. Really important. Take your left hand, pat the right side of your body. Take your hands and pat the same side of your body as the hand is on. Lightly stretch and move. And thank you for being part of this today. Do let people know about our weekly sessions. They're on Thursdays at noon California time, 3 p.m. New York, 8 p.m. London, and the rest you have to figure out for yourself. And love to have you join us. Do comment and do the little hearts and stuff in the chat. That's much appreciated. And Facebook likes to see that. They go, ooh, we like this. We'll show this to other people. So thank you. And I do want to mention, it's on your screen. I've never done this before, but the Discover Your Miraculous Abilities program, it's a once-a-year program, except this year we decided to do an encore. It's going to be a hybrid program where I will be there in live, but the kind of lecture parts of, there might got to be a better word than lecture, but the parts where I'm presenting ideas, we're going to use recordings because they came out really well. And then for the interactive parts, the Q&A and the breakout rooms and stuff, I'll be live and interacting during that. And what's neat about the recordings is when the recordings are going on, I can actually even work with people's energy more than when it's completely live. Because when it's completely live, I have to think about what I'm saying and try to make sense, little things like that. But when the recording's going on, then I can just be in the background and I can really focus on what's going on energetically in a whole deeper level than I can do while I'm speaking. So I'm really looking forward to it. You can see on your screen, if you go to www.miraculous, the word miraculous, with the number 1 after it, .com, numeral 1. So miraculous1.com, it's got all the information. It starts Saturday, July 31st, and then it's August 1st and 2nd. Those of you that have been in the M Club or new M Club members, it's free for you. And those of you that were in the last Discover Your Miraculous Abilities, because a number of people have told me that they loved it so much they want to repeat it, there's a special discount for you. And for everybody, there's an early bird going on right now. So if you did it last time, wait till you get an email from me with the link for you to use. Also, for those of you that were in it last time, you'll also get a link. You can bring friends for free. And but let me be clear about that. The friends need to be people that haven't taken energetic NLP programs. I mean, they can have done things like this, but it's not for people that have been through energetic NLP programs. It's for people that are relatively new. And so, and because they're your friends, they can come for free. And there'll be a special code for that. So all of that will be in an email that you'll get by tomorrow, which is Friday for sure. I think that's it for the announcements. Yeah, that's it. So thank you. And I'd love to hear what you notice about your experience around love in your life. So thanks, everybody.